Hey guys, J-Games here again. This is going to be What If Naruto was the Soul King. Soul King is a character from Bleach, and I want to point out one thing. My drawing kind of sucks of Naruto. Like, right here kind of sucks. The ears are kind of messed up, the shading's all kind of jacked up. I'm sorry about that. I did try to draw Naruto my own way, but could be better. The neck and the back look good though, so I'll give myself credit on that. This headband ain't too bad. Alright, so, yeah. But, other than that, so about my bad drawing. And then the Soul King's from Bleach. He's probably like, the most powerful character in the verse besides Yubak. Yes, I said the most powerful besides Yubak. Yubak is still the strongest character in the series, including Ichigo and Aizen. No one's beating him. It took Ichigo dozens of, like, hundreds of people died to kill Yubak. Either fodder or cannon. One of the two. Who cares? Yubak was an important guy that was slaughtering the Soul Society by himself. So yeah, and to put in perspective how strong Soul King is. So you guys have read the manga, but don't remember a lot of it. Soul King, his brain is Grammy, who can create anything he wants to with his imagination. Then his heart is Gerard, who continuously gets stronger no matter how much he's hit. His right hand happened to be Mimihagi. Ukitake, I forgot his abilities, but I'll get them in a second. Then his left hand, Pernida. Pernida can basically absorb anything he wants to. Simple as that, can absorb anything he wants to. Or mold it like, oh yeah, he's just a giant left hand, but he can send out these veins that go through walls, and then the wall suddenly becomes like a movable left hand. Or say for example he were to lose like a finger, the finger would grow into a whole new left hand. So yeah, that'd be some good abilities. So I'm figuring out Mimihagi real quick because I didn't put him down on my notes. So yes, Mimihagi has pretty cool abilities. Actually, I think if Mimihagi happened to be a Shinigami, but in the form of a right hand, I think he personally beat Pernida. So basically, Mimahagi's ability happened to be precognition, very not like the almighty, but very good precognition still. I would say so. Precognition, shadow control, or just complete darkness control, like basically what was it? Umbrokinesis. That was it. Then he can also extend his life along with a few other abilities. Plus, he can take control certain parts of your body. Like he healed Ukitake's lungs for a brief amount because people prayed to him. So yeah. So Naruto would have basically the George ability to basically have his weapon damage, the weapon would get stronger, but also his body can be damaged, and both weapon and body would grow, including getting new armor each time his body would grow. He'd have Grimmy's power, which allows him to basically imagine anything he wants to, and it gets bigger. Not gets bigger, I mean, he can kind of imagine anything he wants to into reality. Well, speaking of Grammy, go watch Zero's video on what if Naruto was Grammy. Alright. Now we go on probably just to like Mimihagi, darkness control, precognition, consume any creature he wants using his darkness. Life extending. Also a few other abilities, but I don't care about those right now. What else? Then he'd have Pernida, basically absorbing or consuming anything he wants to. And pretty sure that'd be it. So yeah, this is all Naruto's abilities, and that's on a low scale. If you guys don't know, the Soul King was also a Quincy. He said he was a Quincy. So most abilities of Urdu minus the antithesis. So, or antithesis, if you want to say that. I say antithesis. I say a lot of things weirdly. So, yeah. Alright, so, yeah, with this we go on now probably just to about just Naruto, the Soul King, actually. Soul King would eventually end up going on to die at Yubak's hands. Yubak ends up slashing him in half, and Ichigo also killed him unintentionally. But yeah, so Ichigo and Yubak kind of killed the Soul King. Ichigo intentionally, the Soul King with intention. And Naruto would happen to be the reincarnation of the Soul King and Ashura. The Soul King pretty easily just dominated Ashura. And Naruto's born with honestly such power to the point where he is just, well, the Room Period is almost killed by Naruto, the one that Naruto is, well, shown in front of him. Also, Naruto isn't trying to open his eyes once. So I realized I missed out something. Naruto's eyes, they look like skate mode, I know, but they're supposed to be white, not like the darkish reddish color that I have there. So yeah, it's like the very black or darkish red. So yeah, I kind of have like a red template on it at all times. My bad. All right, I'll be going now play just to Naruto when he's a kid. When he's a kid, his eyes happen to be the purple and white. It's kind of like a whitish cross, and then the purple black backdrop of his eye, purple pupil of his eye, I guess. So with this, not just going to be reviewed as like a deity among people in Konoha now, just how he carries himself, how he acts, how strong he is, how smart he is. He's basically is a god. Like, as a kid, he already has most abilities of the Sternritter down, at least of his brain, his heart, and his left hand. So, Pernida, Gerard, and Grimmy. He has all those abilities down. In the Hagi, he's getting those down as we speak. So, his brain, his heart, and his left hand. Well, not like specifically like his actual right hand, but I mean like the brain of the Soul King, the left hand of the Soul King, the heart of the Soul King. He's getting those down under control. Number Kinesis is something that he's getting control of right now. And so on and so forth. So yeah, so with this, Naruto's kind of viewed as deity, to the point where he's like on par with like the Soul King in terms of just like I guess even money now. People come around contribute to Naruto's just money, so he lives lavishly. Even the ninja monks give Naruto money because they think he's a god too. He's even going on anymore. He lives in the temple just meditating constantly. But also does his abilities, even showing he's stronger than Hiruzen is. Plus, with Gremmy's mind, he's actually able to imagine himself being the same size as he usually is. It's just he absorbs he gets the power that Gerard would get, but no size. The size is converted into power. So Naruto's been hit a few times by rocks, by sticks, by falling pine cones, by the ninja monks in training. Even though it's usually a block and not a hit, but if he does a little bit of damage, like a scrape, well, he'll get stronger. Point where he no longer takes damage by the time he's 12 years old, because that's when the story would start. So yeah. So Naruto basically is kind of just chilling out right now, and eventually by the time he's 12, he is actually asked to go to Konoha, because with how smart he was, his intelligence alone helped him go to the academy at age 5. So he's been a shinobi for like 6-7 years now, even though he hasn't really done any shinobi missions. Instead, he's kind of been using his mind to actually teach and learn a few things from the ninja monks. He basically do everything that the ninja monks can, from sealing to ninjutsu, to taijutsu too. He mainly uses kung fu as martial arts too. Kung fu and kickboxing are his main martial arts. So yeah. But yeah, he's on Team 7, the fact that he'd be Rookie of the Year, even if he isn't there right now. He's considered basically a god, he's not considered a prodigy. So yeah. When he's on the team, Sasuke is actually kind of shocked that Naruto is his teammate. Same for Sakura. Sasuke would actually want to see what Naruto can do, and Naruto would just look at Sasuke saying, okay then, I'm willing to entertain this. Sasuke would actually try to just attack Naruto using sparring techniques. Everyone's like yelling at Sasuke saying, no, Sasuke, don't attack him! Or Sasuke just get one punch through the building, and everyone's completely shocked that Naruto beat Sasuke with just one hand. It seemed that he blew almost the whole classroom apart with how much force he had. But he contained the force in just a bubble of Reishi that he made, as he uses Reishi and Chakra. So yeah. But Naruto easily being Sasuke and basically killing him, but he brought him back to life because he will create life using Grammy's power. But Grammy wasn't too smart. He wasn't allowed to be smart with how he was trained and raised, I guess. So Naruto having a brain that Grammy didn't, he can create and bring back life. I'd assume the canonical Grammy could. It's just he never had to, or didn't want to mainly. But yeah. So Sasuke's brought back to life because Naruto's simply just poking, like hitting Sasuke like the force of one inch punch killed him. When the force that he exerted to teach Sasuke a lesson, he killed him both times. So yeah. But yeah, so we go on now probably just to the, I would say probably now like, I don't know, probably just Kakashi meeting them. Kakashi will bow down to Naruto because that's kind of requested by Hiruzen. Hiruzen's like, you can confuse Naruto as a god with how strong Naruto is. So yeah. With this, they all head out all the way down to just the training ground, and Kakashi tells them about the bell test. Not the bell test, but he has stuff he dislikes. Naruto says he doesn't anything he hates. He's been surrounded by things he always loves. So there's nothing he would hate. Even if he did, he wouldn't be around it. Kakashi says, fair enough. He has his goals. And Naruto just says, to legally blend a fire into true peace, and no more war like happened a long time ago. Kakashi would just bow, saying, then he trusts Naruto with those goals. So yeah, his dream, he assumes that Naruto's dream is the same thing. So yeah, and it is. Also, Sakura gives him interest in canon. So, well, Sakura doesn't say she doesn't like Naruto, she says she doesn't like Kiba, but she likes Naruto. So, yeah. We go on now to basically just Naruto and Team 7 the next day at the bell test. Now, Naruto arrived on time as he knew Kakashi was lying. But Sasuke there like, oh yeah, we don't have any food. And he says, no worries. Suddenly just plates of their favorite food but just appeared. And they immediately just had their jaws drop, saying, thank you, Naruto. They immediately just been eating it. When they're done eating, Sasuke is fully replenished. And both the tigers woke up early, so Naruto used powers to restore their made it so they're not fatigued, is the best way to put it. So thank him, and when Kakashi would arrive, he's already in peak condition, Not even taught them all they need to know about chakra at their age in this short amount of time. Like, he helped Sasuke control his chakra by just actually poking him. Him a poke just Naruto bonded his chakra with Sasuke's. So any moment he wants to, he can control Sasuke's chakra flow, either to make it an extreme level to the point where he's passing even a tailed beast, or make it still little to the point where even a newborn would have more power than him. We can do Sasuke's chakra now, even Sakura's. This is a bit of like Pernita's ability, so yeah, it's a bit like Pernita's power. So yeah, he also imbued them knowledge of basic Quincy powers. Sasuke can do like the Blut Vein, or no, he can do Blut Artery. Sakura can do Blut Vein. So yeah, he gave them both that power. Sakura would also have Quincy Bow. She has that power too. And Sasuke gets like a Reishi Broadsword, but he then turns it into basically a Reishi Grass Cutter. So yeah. So Naruto has like complete control over the chakra reserves, just not their abilities. Well, and their abilities actually. He can just complete control over them either way. Yeah, so Kakashi would say he's like, "Oh, start." And Naruto actually says he's not gonna fight Kakashi just yet. He'll wait for him to finish the fight with these two. And if he's tired after the fight, he'll give Kakashi's energy back and then fight him. Actually says this is probably for the best. So Naruto we like just hands you with one hand. Then eventually a whole giant like a chair, maybe it was made for like a throne, like a common chair. Sat down, watching the fight, and she saw somebody uses like Reishi Grass Cutter for the first time, in like using Blut Vein or Blut Artery as well. Because she pretty easily was able to dodge it, and elbow Sasuke back to the head with full force, infusing Chakra into it as well, just to knock him out. Because Sasuke seemed pretty powerful. Then he went to hit Sakura with the punch, but she used Blut Vein to actually block it, and all the damage was basically just no damage happened. But then she was able to kick his hand away. Then she used a Reishi Bow, firing right at him. She didn't know how she did this, but she did it. And Kakashi immediately had to use Chidori, like he just jumped away, just like jumped back using Chidori, cut it in half. His Sakura with the Chidori, but she had Blut Vein activated still, or Naruto activated it for her. But as soon as it hit her, it kind of burned a portion of her clothes out. That sounds wrong because she's 12. It burned a hole burned a hole in her clothes where her stomach area was, kind of just revealing her stomach. So yeah, and there's like small burn marks there too. But then Kakashi knew it. Sasuke would jump from behind. She kind of just grabbing, like holding, restraining him using Blut Vein to enhance his strength, and she's pulling his arms back. Kakashi is slightly able to overwhelm Sasuke's physical strength, but barely. Sakura then jumps in the way, kicking out one of Kakashi's legs, so she has low balance. Sasuke would kick out the other one. Sakura would grab both the bells. So yeah, because the real Kakashi already knew that Naruto did something with the two immediately with how much chakra they had. So it was real Kakashi from the start, not a clone. So yeah, so Sakura had grabbed both the bells, and because he knew that Naruto did something, he says he won't fight Naruto, knowing that he did something to them. We just struck them both, but he says that he made them both at least able to be competent Chunin at the most. And so Kakashi would nod, saying, yeah, he was off guard most of the fight, so he didn't get on guard until Sasuke grabbed him mainly. Or until Sakura had used the whole Quincy Bow thing. But Naruto says he understands that, so. Because he says if Sakura would have landed the blow, she would have turned Kakashi's whole upper body to ash. And she shocked Sakura that Naruto gave her that much power in just that one attack. But Naruto says he also gave them the ultimate defense and the ultimate offense. They need to train them. Then Naruto even gives something to Kakashi, actually giving him enough power to actually turn off his Sharingan, shockingly. So yeah. He even gave him like, he also offered to actually turn his Sharingan to a normal eye, or give him 2 Sharingan if he wants. Hell, he'll even upgrade it as much as he can. We actually just shocked Kakashi, saying, well, if you upgrade it, please do. I'll do anything to help the strength, to honor a friend. So Naruto then says, alright, good, but can't really upgrade the Sharingan itself. We took it out of Kakashi's head, which actually Kakashi was like wondering how Naruto could fix it. But certainly just actually kind of held on to the Sharingan in one hand, fortunately kind of giving Kakashi like a zone of just chakra. Then Kakashi would realize that both of his eyes were turning to Sharingan. But they're both upgraded to an Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He then gave Kakashi Hashirama cells to enhance his power as much as he can, knowing what Hashirama cells are. Naruto knows anything he like. If we put Naruto's intelligence on like a scale, he knows everything about the Shinobi world. You cannot hide a thing from him. Due to the fact that he has so much chakra at the point where he can surround the continent that the Narutoverse takes place on. He doesn't know, it takes place on the continent and the moon. That's about it. Continent and the moon. Occasionally a few dimensions. So yeah. So Naruto's chakra spread across the continent that they're on as he knows everything. Because his chakra spread about to the point where the figures of each feeds back knowledge to him. So like, there's a bubble of chakra, or like small like atom of chakra and land of wind. Well, that little atom of chakra will disperse, making more atoms, With Chakra, of Naruto Chakra, so he can hear everything. Point where how much chakra he has spread across the whole Shinobi world, he can fuel a whole new continent using chakra alone, and he still would have more chakra than any character to ever exist. He'd have more chakra than hundreds of Ten Tails. He has enough chakra in his body alone to fuel at least three planets full of Otsutsuki that are like Ishiki level. So yeah, the man's chakra levels are stacked. And even if he runs out, he'll just use his imagination to give him more chakra. Simple as that. Because his last ditch effort is giving himself unlimited power. That's the last ditch effort. Or it's either to heal himself or give himself infinite power, one of the two. In which he never needs to use the last ditch effort. He's so strong. So Naruto knows everything he needs to. He knows about everything he wants. The Mangekyo Sharingan, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He knows about the Akatsuki. He knows about Jiraiya. He knows where Jiraiya is. He knows where Obito is. He knows Obito's secrets. He knows who Obito is. He knows who Tobi is. Simple as that. He's that smart. So yeah. If you guys want to think his ability is very familiar, if you guys have read the light novels, I have his name written down at my notes, but there's a whole different journal, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick. His ability took inspiration from Azashiro. He's a character in the Bleach light novels. I would say that if he was a good guy in the main story, well, he is the main story, but if he was like revealed in the main story, like the manga and not like novels or in the anime or even filler, I'd probably put him at maybe like the top 10 strongest characters. His Bankai is constantly activated. He's actually insanely broken, the point where he can scale Kenpachi perfectly, even like no matter what. Which the character can do. So he's smart, he's strong, he knows everything's going on the Soul Society, probably including everyone's Bankais. So there's really nothing you can hide from him in battle against a Shinigami. He'd win. Hell, even Aizen. I'm not confident in Aizen even beating him. So yeah. Hell, like Aizen's whole thing is like, oh yeah, if you even see my Zanpakuto once, you're under Kyoka Sugetsu. Azashiro usually has his eyes shut. Who cares? His Zanpakuto has his eyes covered. Who cares? He won't see it. Hell, there may be more than I'm forgetting, but Azashiro's insanely strong. So yeah. But yeah, so we go now to Naruto when he's roughly about, I would say, not him, but around a month and a half later. Sasuke and Sakura are both a lot stronger. Sakura mastered Quincy Bow, while knocking now Blute Artery, and Blute Anhaben, or Anben, which is just the barrier. And Sasuke is only advanced to Blute Artery, and he did unlock a Quincy Bow too. But Sakura can infuse hers with nature release. Because Naruto has complete control over their Reishi and can even use imagination to give them even more power, he gives Sakura access, and not mastery, but access and a decent average control, like I would say over like probably earth and fire release. Plus he's given the natural control over lightning and fire, like most Uchiha. But let's do something special for Kakashi. If Kakashi mastery over every jutsu in Konoha, like Hiru's almost every jutsu. No, every jutsu in Konoha, like Flying Raijin, Rasengan. Kakashi can do it all. And this one Naruto says, because Kakashi's the best Hokage candidate, he wants to make sure the land of fire is led by the strongest person. Kakashi has enough intelligence, strength, political knowledge. Kakashi's the perfect candidate to become a Hokage next. Kakashi's aware that, like, oh yeah, with how much knowledge I have right now, I can do kind of what I want. And all it takes for Naruto to do this. All it takes for him to do is control over your chakra, kill you, and with control over your chakra, he'll bring you back perfectly as you were before, but extra power. Like Sakura, they're so weak that he can control them effortlessly. Not that hard. So yeah, he's like the support character, basically. That's what he is. He can be a fighter, he can be a defense, he can be any category you want, but he prefers being support and not a fighter. Because his strength is too much, and he worries he may kill someone. He's done it 400 times to only bring them back and enhance them. That's all he's done. He doesn't want to kill someone and make them stay dead. Because if he brings them back, they may stay evil. He doesn't know. So support is his best option. So next up, Land Oasis mission. And, well, when Kazu's like, oh, come on, I have these 3 kids. And he's like, oh, well, if you don't know, that's Naruto Uzumaki. He wants to Naruto. He tells him, like, what, the Soul King? That's what Naruto calls himself. And then he's like, oh, the Kakashi Hatsuki. The candidates can become the next Hokage. Immediately tells him to froze. He says Sasuke Uchiha, the currently last Uchiha, but already as strong as about an average Jonin. Sakura Haruno, also strong as an average Jonin. In my words, you couldn't be safer. And Tazo immediately just bowed, apologizing to Naruto and Kakashi, as they both dismiss it, saying, no worries, you're fine. As Naruto says, he expected this was his reaction, he didn't mind it. Tazo actually offered to carry Naruto, and Naruto's like, no worries, give me your things. Naruto carried Bowser and stuff, and eventually they all the way over to where Zabuza is in the Land of Waves. Now Zabuza immediately saw Naruto and realized that this may be an impossible fight to win. It actually isn't the bingo book, but no one expects them to win. So yeah. So Naruto told Haku, like, Haku, we may not make it this fight alive, but I'll tell you, it was an honor to be your master, your mentor, and your father figure. As he just said that out loud to Haku. Haku just froze, seeing who was there, and immediately attacked him just so Zabuza could escape. But Naruto Haku, before just bowing down to him, saying, I heard your conversation. I know who you are. So I'll be nice to you, and I'll not kill you or Zabuza. As he then trapped Haku inside the neck really quickly, knocking him out. Then he pointed out where Zabuza was, and Kakashi immediately used Kamui to reveal him. Then appeared below him using teleportation, and kind of grabbed Zabuza by the heart, by Kamuiing his hand into Zabuza's chest, grabbing his heart, and just held onto his heart. When we stopped beating, and Zabuza just passed out, basically just died. Kakashi let go of his heart, filling his chakra again, and he came back to life, but he was tied up already by Sakura and Sasuke. So yeah. With this, this actually will kind of ended the whole Zabuza Haku thing immediately. When the two wake up, Naruto actually has a proposition for the two, saying, I want to make you two my scabbards, my vassals, if that were. You two will be my, or vassals. You two will be my guards, or my successors, one of the two. He'll end up telling them that he'll even give them power, and enough to defend him. He'll give them power that he calls the Oken. As the only person that has the Oken happens to be Chiriku right now. Chiriku uses the Oken to guard the temple. Now, not just the Oken is different than the one in Bleach. It is not in your bones, or it's not a key. No, it is simply just an amp that Naruto gives you in any way. Chiriku's amp is specifically only for defense, not offense. He won't get any amp for his offense, but his defense is insane. The best in the series, actually. Point where you can basically enhance the whole, turn the whole temple into a giant fortress, and have so many rooms as just confuse his opponent. And there's so much chakra flowing through this giant fortress as a defense that you cannot find anyone's chakra. Even if you're canonical Naruto, you will not find the signature in this fortress. That is just how good this fortress is. You don't find the chakra that you want in the fortress. That's just how good it is. So yeah. Now the Oken he gives Chiriku, Oken he gives Zabuza and Haku, because Zabuza knows that he wouldn't get paid, but he'd get a lot of power. Because he won't get paid because Naruto has a lot of money, and then Naruto could also just make him money that he wants. But Naruto basically ended up giving them an Oken, where Zabuza basically is now deemed the title of the Sword God. Zabuza's Oken is in his bones, specifically meant for offense and defense and attack. Or offense and defense, with one of them being attack. Excuse me real quick. Because Zabuza's Oken basically is in his bones. Allows him to create any blade he wants to. But also, it's only a blade that will, I would say, it's a blade that's insanely strong, but the blade will not be allowed to kill. If you kill someone with this blade, immediately you'll have your Oken revoked, and with your Oken revoked, you die. If Naruto sees you die, he'll bring you back, but you're no longer allowed to be near Naruto. So yeah, the point where even Chiriku will step in. So yeah. Haku's Oken is, in his chakra, that allows him to basically have complete control over ice and water. Where he can control water molecules in the air, and then just make a giant bubble around you without even waving hand seals. So his Oken just continue any power that Naruto sees fit. So yeah. So we go on now to basically just, I'd say the next part being probably just the Gato and his men attacking. When they do, Naruto already sees them there. But because when he took a step on the land near the bridge, I was like, oh yeah, sorry. I was Haku. Was like, oh yeah, the bridge isn't finished. I'm sorry. I think the bridge is complete immediately, and the village is filled with chakra. As Naruto immediately destroyed the village and the village and rebuilt it so fast to the point where no one realized it was destroyed. But he killed everyone in the village too when he destroyed it. It was just rebuilt so fast and brought back everyone so fast that no one saw it happen. He didn't like doing that, but he still did it just because it was for the greater good. So yeah. So it's not it's the village. Doesn't see his new house, and they're staying to Naruto. Everyone bows on Naruto. He even made a whole giant stack of cash in front of them. They made Zabuza and Haku basically these 2 gold coins, saying if you were to change that anywhere, that'd be enough money to buy the village that the shop is in. So yeah. So they keep the coins, and then Naruto decided to break down the coins in actual cash, and Haku keep it. So yeah. Because Naruto has so many zeros in his account, either way, that the zeros would be in the Vigintillions. So, yeah. Pretty sure the Vigintillion has like 63 digits or 63 zeros. I forgot which one. I'm pretty sure it'd be 64 digits and 63 zeros. So, yeah. 64 total digits, 63 of them are zeros. So yeah, that's just kind of Naruto's account. But yeah. So we go on now again to about, I would say, just the Gato attacking. Only see the village flourishing. Gato yelled, "What the hell's going on here?" He's like, "Oh, the bridge is already established and everything." Immediately he stepped the phone on the bridge. Well, not sure be in front of him saying, "You're Gato, right? I've had the temple trade with you once or twice before." Gato saw this was immediately and just froze, saying, "Lord Naruto, I didn't know you were here." And that's what Naruto says. "I let you in my temple, my home. Turned out you were this evil, huh? It's a shame." Only for giant portal to be below them, and immediately, well, the portal opened their shadows. As it all just dropped into the portal would shut. Naruto says, I'm Kinesis. I'll need to get control over that." They walk back to the village. Kakashi says, "Oh, Naruto, who was that?" And it says, "Oh, it was Gato and his men. But they're gone now." Immediately, Dawson's like, "Oh, where'd they gone to?" Naruto opens his hand, as a giant black hole would open on it. Not a small one would open on his palm. Gato tries to get out, saying, I'm sorry. Please let me out." But immediately closes it up again, saying, "He's there." And Towson just smiled, saying, "Thank you." So yeah. Naruto immediately just actually had an idea before he actually would just smirk, a bit, honestly, in happiness and like in evil intentions. And then she's saying, "Oh yeah, why were we here?" What Naruto done is basically erase Gato's existence away. Gato never existed. So his company, his money, his present is gone. Not even Towson himself remembers who Gato is. None of the villagers do either. Hell, he went to where Nari's father is and brought him back to life, and made it seem like he never left. He seemed like he left to go find food and everything. Because Naruto was he liked doing this knowing it was harmful to their minds, but it still was good. He did good, but in an unnecessary way is the best way to put it. So yeah. But Naruto eventually kind of told everyone else let's go, and they leave. Because when Naruto knows Nari's dad is dead, he killed the whole village and destroyed it itself to bring it back and flourish, make it flourish. So yeah. So on the way back, Naruto made the land of waves and mist disappear, making it into a perfect, glorious place. How much money they have, they can even be considered a small village. Or nation, actually. Back in the Hidden Leaf, though, Zabuza and Haku are known as Naruto's guards now. And they even Zabuza even turned he even turned into Kibikiri Bocho on his own, saying, "I don't want the sword. I have new ability. I have no need for it." So yeah. But yeah. But we can go on now to about We can go on probably now to I would say probably Chunin exams now. Konohamaru is still about to be attacked by Kankuro and Tamari, or mainly Kankuro, not Tamari. But as she's about to attack Konohamaru, Naruto intervened catching his punch, saying, "There's no need for violence here, especially against someone so important to Konoha." Konohamaru is immediately dropped by Kankuro, and Kankuro says, "Who the hell are you?" Something about Blaze put to just the neck Kankuro, and Zabuza would just say, "You have no right to speak to Lord Naruto like that. Am I understood?" Immediately, Kankuro froze, saying, "Lord Naruto, are you the Hokage's grandson or something?" Konohamaru yelled, saying, "No, I am." Naruto says, I'm simply Naruto Uzumaki." Pointing to me froze, saying, "Kankuro, you should be a lot more polite to this man." Kankuro says, "Why? Who is he?" Tamari says, "He's the one that made so many small villages flourish into small nations now." Kankuro froze, saying, "Oh, you're that Naruto." But apologizing only for Gara to appear, saying, "I've never heard of you. I think I'll kill you for the reputation." Gara saying right after Naruto, only for the ice to freeze. Not ice, only only for his hand to freeze, and then immediately just decayed away as Haku then to kill Gara. But there's no need for anyone to die here. It's not just him look at Gara before actually grabbing Gara's head and pulling it into his chest, saying, someone like Gara suffered so much, he apologizes. This suddenly confuses Gara, only for Naruto actually, only for him and Gara have, I guess, one chakra now. Gara's a bit confused by this, only for suddenly someone to materialize behind Gara, saying, "It's the best I can do. I want someone to shoot you with." Naruto says, "I'm sorry that I cannot get rid of your suffering, for it would take your life and the beast inside you. But I believe all lives are precious." As he ends up letting go Gara's head, Gara just jumps back, saying, "What the hell are you doing?" All of a sudden, grab his gourd. And Gara's like, "Someone grab me. Where's my stand defense?" Well, for handy punk Gara's head, and he recognized the feeling immediately. He looked up, seeing Ashimaru and his mother. I ended up turning around, smiling, saying, "That's one good thing he did today." He grabbed Hamaru's head, saying, "Alright, back to training." Hamaru would nod, cheering, and, well, as Naruto and Hamaru walk away, we hear Gara just yelling and crying in happiness. Well, kind of screaming and crying, actually. Now, Baki had heard the crying and screaming from Gara, and arrived, just seeing what happened to Gara, and immediately just was in shock. He ran to Rasa, who's in those years, and he burst in saying, "Oh, Lord Kusakage, you see this, you have to see this, come on, it's about Gara." Rasa says, I'm sorry, Hirisen, I'll be back. And you can see what's wrong with Gara, only see his wife and Yashimaru, and he froze. And Gara's mother, for her name, whatever it was, and slapped Rasa across the face full force, knocking him to the ground. She calls Rasa a horrible father, saying that when they get back to the village, Rasa will no longer have any children. Is that understood? Rasa immediately just got shocked, and then Naruto appeared again, saying, "Ma'am, there's no need for that. I promise I can change him." Merely just Naruto dropped down a coin, saying, "Melt that down in as many gold bars as you want to see what happens." Rasa nodded, and then Naruto disappeared again. And well, for a week you train on Hamaru, until we go on to, I guess, the Chunin exams, where Rock Lee would attack someone. Rock Lee attacks Naruto instead, but then Rock Lee went in for a kick. He's just punched into the ground by Naruto, just one simple blow. And Rock Lee tries to get back up, saying, "What hit me?" But he's actually honestly too injured to get back up. Naruto's punch was on his face, but should be all forced away from his head into his body. Kind of breaking every bone in his body, unless it's from all the damages kind of avoiding his spine and anything in his head and his neck too. All damage was distributed upon his organs, so yeah. We're at a point where Rock Lee just dying at this point. But his heart's still beating because of Naruto. And Naruto may look at him saying, that was a dirty attack. I almost resorted to killing you." Gara got back up, saying, not Gara, Rock Lee got back up shaking, saying, "How am I getting up?" Naruto says, "I'm simply healing you." As Rock Lee's "Who are you?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm Uzumaki. Did you mean to attack Sasuke?" What happened is, Rock Lee did attack Sasuke, but Naruto got in the way. Rock Lee doesn't know who Naruto is. But Neji intervened, telling Rock Lee who Naruto was, as Neji and Tenten both bow. And the guy eventually arrives bowing as well, and then Naruto eventually tells them to raise their heads, there's no need to apologize. So yeah. But then the guy appears saying, "No, Naruto, do you think that you can give me the power that you gave Kakashi?" As my guy didn't want to do this, but he knows that reaching Kakashi's level of power is almost impossible. Kakashi has so many powers under his belt now because of Naruto that he can't beat Guy, or Guy can't beat him even if he uses the 8th gate. Naruto gave Kakashi that much power. Honestly, because Kakashi has so many capabilities under his belt to the point where even if Guy were to somewhat beat Kakashi in the 8th gate, that, well, it wouldn't matter, he'd get back up. Not the power that he gave people that he knows being, well, Chiriku, Zabuza, Haku, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. One of the consequences is they can't die. Guy wouldn't even kill Kakashi, he would just kill himself. There'd be no point. Kakashi would win the fight. Hankout Canon, if you have the Oken, if your name is said by someone who has the Oken, I believe, you brought back to life. Well, simple as this. Naruto can't be killed. If he says your name when you're dead, you're brought back. You're the last one standing, you're the last one alive. You win. So yeah, so even the guy knows this. So, well, Naruto offered to give them power, saying, "Yes, you have the power, but it can never be used to kill someone." As, well, Sasuke doesn't know that power is given to him and he can't kill someone, but, well, he hopes to find a way past that. But we go now on to start giving Guy power. Basically gives him they basically the durability, the strength, the speed, all matching around, I would say, probably Ichigo. Not Ichigo, probably it's like the speed of Yoruichi, the physical strength of like Ichibei. Like the guy is stacked in terms of physical strength now. And like everything about him is stacked now. He's a lot stronger. Not even gave Lee the ability to use Chakra. It's just Lee doesn't have to use it if he doesn't want to. So, yeah, but he did give Lee one drawback is that he can die because Lee's not his friend, but Lee has enough power to defend himself from most certain death. So yeah, he told Lee this flat out that Lee already has control over it and everything as well. The already had Chakra is just the Naruto gave him a lot more and control over it. So yeah, even the ability to mold Chakra natures as well. The written test, Naruto aces it easily. Then get the answers to all the Hidden Leaf teams just to be nice. Then eventually, when it came to Anko, well, Anko did this overnight. Naruto explained everything to Naruto immediately. He got it already. Told everyone how to do it as well. But using his chakra in the air. And he revealed his chakra in the air ability, saying, "Oh yeah, his chakra displayed all across the planet, basically. He knows anything he wants to and everything he wants to. He knows everyone here's deepest darkest secret too. He names someone he's never even met before and what village they're from, saying, "Yeah, your secret is this." And the person just froze. So yeah, he even pointed out that that's Orochimaru. And Uncle immediately just froze looking at Orochimaru, and then Naruto immediately just made Orochimaru hit the ground because there's so much reishi hitting him at once. But this reishi didn't knock out Orochimaru, and Uncle kind of skinned him until the real Orochimaru was out. Then eventually had just kind of detained him. So yeah. Then Kabuto as well, so. But Naruto told Kabuto that he has like how to phrase this? A deal to make him. Kabuto's a bit confused, so Naruto kind of brought back Kabuto's old caretaker, saying, "That's my deal. I'll give you." And he brought her back. He brought her back to the point where she was still like a nun taking care of kids in an orphanage. Kabuto immediately just froze and didn't say anything, saying he turned himself in. And Naruto says he wants Orochimaru and Kabuto and Kabuto's team, Orochimaru's team and Kabuto's team to have at least 8 months of jail time, or at the most 8 months of jail time. And immediately Uncle nodded, saying whatever he commands. He would nod as Uncle disappears with all of them in handcuffs, and yeah. And Orochimaru kind of hoped to take Naruto's eyes, thinking that these eyes would be the ones that gave him his power. No, his eyes are honestly just really weird. He does not have a dojutsu. He just has really weird eyes. It's his brain and his heart. Those are the sources of his power. And if they would be taken out of him, they turn into their own people. His left hand and right hand have their own powers too, but so does the rest of his body. But mainly the ones if you take his left hand, his right hand, his brain, and his heart, if you try to play them onto yourself, it wouldn't work. They would honestly just turn into their own people, or they would take over your own body and turn into a whole different creature. So yeah, so it's a very weird ability. So yeah. But the force of death will take place, and not just that he's not participating. Instead, he'd be around, kind of floating around, helping each team to their own degree. Sakura knew that that'd be a bit more beneficial to every team because they already have the advantage by having the powers that the Naruto gave him. And currently, Team Gara have dropped out of this. By the way, they dropped out because one, Orochimaru's guys are arrested, and well, Rasa is being yelled at by his ex-wife. So yeah. But here's something to help him break down the coin. And with how thick and sturdy the coin was, that it's kind of give him infinite gold in it, enough to make their country a lot better. Not buried in sand, but still in the wind. Gave them a lot better resources too. So yeah. But at the end of the Force of Death, though, not just going to continue in the tower where his room is with actually Iruka talking. And eventually Iruka leaves, and then he talks to Sakura, says goodbye. Then they pass first. Then they have the preliminaries, both with one team dropped out, or one full team dropped out, and a few other teams have dropped out as well because Naruto pointed everyone towards the team that they'd beat the easiest, or pointed to teams how to avoid this team. Well, there's a lot of people who have dropped out, so there's not as many people there. If they're fodder, they're not here. So, yeah. Hell, even if fodder beats canon, even fodder like one fights canonically, they're not here anymore. Remember where there's not even a finals, like there's not even like a final stage. How few people are here that can hold the finals in this room right now? Would happen, and because Naruto's not really allowed to participate, he's gonna already get the level of Kage on his own. Even his title is very similar to that of a feudal lord. He wouldn't need to participate either way. Like, don't this is start. Hyun's like, oh yeah, Naruto, here's your headband. Naruto takes it, then he gets a Jonin vest. So yeah, but he just disperses these into Reishi, so then he'll summon on them anytime he needs them. So yeah, and no one is really mad about this. They're kind of in the form of chakra now. They're kind of in Naruto's aura. They're kind of use an inventory if you were to put it that way. So yeah, we can go on now probably just to the finals ending. Then having a 1 month break just to see who's made a Jonin, who's made a Chunin, who stays at Genin, even if you won or not. So yeah. But in 1 month, Naruto met Jiraiya, got to know him, and everything. Jiraiya's like, oh yeah, by the way, I happen to be your godfather. And Naruto's like, okay, I already knew that. Who cares? You're here now. That's all that matters. And Jiraiya's happy about that answer. Naruto went to get Jiraiya to go visit Orochimaru in jail. It worked. I see that Danzo was like trying to kill Orochimaru, but Hyun was there with Naruto. Hyun kind of accompanies Naruto anywhere that is kind of shady. So yeah, better security is the world's most important person than the Hokage, the strongest one currently at that, or strongest Kage currently at that. So yeah, Hyun saw this happening. Danzo attacked Hyun and Naruto and Jiraiya, only for Danzo's body to be splattered across the room, and with no chance to Izanagi. Aside saying he wished he didn't have to do that, but it's for the best that the Danzo stay dead. And Hyun acknowledges that. So yeah. Now Orochimaru will talk for a bit, and then Naruto's actually able to change Orochimaru's whole course of just knowledge. Naruto says he's willing to give Orochimaru every ounce of knowledge that he wants. Like, name it, he'll give it to him, and he knows it. He knows every single thing he's going to do in the world. He can use it. But he'll not give Orochimaru the ability to be evil. He'll take away any ounce of like the emotion of just evil or angry in his heart, so that Orochimaru never has a chance to be evil. Orochimaru agrees to this, and then gives Orochimaru everything he wants, but then takes away his ability to be, he takes away his emotion and comes to be evil. And with this, Orochimaru was let out of jail. So yeah. Also, Team Dosu was also here, by the way. So yeah, well, they're here, but they're not let out. They don't have anything that they want. All Naruto does just everyone here is kind of erase their modifications by Orochimaru. He kind of just takes away all their abilities to be shinobi besides Kabuto. So yeah, and Orochimaru. So yeah. But this Kabuto is changed, so he let it out. Everyone else here is supposed to stay. So yeah. But then eventually, Naruto kind of explore for a bit. And Naruto just because they're bored, they can go probably to Tsunade, saying, he already knows where she is, they should just go get her. So yeah. And Jiraiya says, sure, why not? So they go find Tsunade by the end of the month. Everyone's rankings are posted. But Naruto doesn't need to be there. He's already kind of considered a Kage already by every single Kage. Naruto in the meantime also ended up going to land a wind with Jiraiya. Also, just make it habitable. That's all he did. Got to use Reishi, turned a lot of the nearby sand in the hidden sand, and actually dirt and everything they can fertilize plants in. This place is actually very now livable for everyone. So yeah, pretty good place. Now with this we go on, I'd say now just not to keep exploring. The character he comes across actually very habitable, very livable, everything. So even Jiraiya is given an Oken. Jiraiya's Oken just basically gives him Master Sage mode, but he doesn't need to have the appearance of it. He doesn't need nature energy. So so what happens is Jiraiya's Chakra just reaches basically, it turns a different color, being orangish. giving Jiraiya the ability to use Toad's Ninja mode, but gives him mastery over like basically mud release or release fire release, and gives him a little extra power. So yeah, kind of Jiraiya different kinds of chakra. But it's not able to talk for a bit. She goes back to Hidden Leaf. By the end of the month, Kakashi's already the new 5th Hokage. So yeah. And Naruto goes back to residing in the temple for a bit until Itachi and Kisame come first tailed beast because he is still a Jinchuriki. Kurama and him are on pretty good terms. So yeah. Kurama doesn't have any qualms against Naruto. He kind of thinks Naruto was like Kagurama but with extra power. So when Itachi and Kisame come for Naruto's tailed beast, Shiryu would just turn the place into a fortress. And Itachi would even use Amaterasu on it, but there's a giant chakra barrier. Amaterasu cannot burn through. Itachi realizes that they're just basically find a way to counter Amaterasu. There's no way you can get in there now besides just Tsukuyomi on Shiryu, but Shiryu's already kind of guarding Naruto, along with Zabuza and Haku. But Naruto said that he knows Itachi's abilities, he knows everything about Itachi, so he'll give them abilities to counter Itachi's power, even Kisame's. So he made Haku so durable and have some chakra that somehow cannot consume it or damage him. Then he gave Zabuza so much power chakra that anytime he's placed under Genjutsu, his level of chakra will just break it. Once he gave Zabuza the special sword that he created using his imagination alone. This is actually molded out of his own chakra and Reishi combined. And this is what Naruto says. This is the sharpest sword in the world. Hell, if you just try to put it in a scabbard, when the blade even touches it, the scabbard will split into pieces. That's how sharp this blade is. But it cannot take anyone's life. Or anything's life, actually. Zabuza would not as walks on stage with Haku, and immediately Zabuza's confronted by Haku. He's like, "Oh no, I'm fighting Zabuza, not you." Haku immediately appeared behind Kisame, hitting all the special points with just Senbon. Then he suddenly just frozen completely. So yeah, like he's not dead, but he can't like speak or anything, and his body kind of just covered everything neck down is covered in ice. Then immediately Itachi would try to use Amaterasu, but like Zabuza cut it in half using the blade. Then he's like, "Oh, Tsukuyomi and will work instead." No, it's broken immediately. Instead, Itachi kind of cut across the chest. Not dead, but he's pouring blood everywhere now. So yeah, Zabuza saw how sharp the sword is. So yeah. But Naruto appeared from them both asking why they're here, just playing dumb. And they say he's still beast. But that's Naruto's side saying, even if they wanted to take the tailed beast out of him, he wouldn't die. He wouldn't lose any power whatsoever. The tailed beast, if anything, is just a friend inside his head. All the power that he uses is not because of the tailed beast whatsoever. The power he gave Zabuza and Haku was his own chakra leaving his body, not the tailed beast. Because right now he'll tear the tailed beast out of his body, and it won't kill him. He did just that. He summoned Kurama outside of his body. Kurama didn't kill him at all. He's still safe actually. So like actually have his heartbeat and everything. So yeah. So this is shock Haku, shock Itachi and Kisame. But they realize how heavily outmatched they are, and they just submit. So yeah. So these two are both arrested, but Hiruzen is giving Itachi no jail time. Then Itachi still Sasuke the truth, and Sasuke is now being exclaimed to the bad guys, and Itachi as their messed up savior. So yeah. Then Kisame is let back into the land of waves. Not land of waves, back into the hidden mist, but eventually he would move to the hidden leaf with Itachi. But before we go any farther, I'm going to end this part here with just Naruto giving a lot of miracles. Kind of how it is. He's not much of a fighter actually. So still support guy. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Adios.